Hey everyone! Welcome to the stream. So today I'm going to be continuing this drawing that I've been doing for the last two streams, which is two characters from the book I'm writing, well, one of the books I'm writing, who are essentially lead character and lead character's brother. So we're gonna go right in and keep working on like shading and rendering and all of that. I feel like I got decently far because where I started last time, essentially all I had was the sketch done, which I did on the first stream. So from here I have the beginning of something, essentially. Oh, my dog is barking at the door. I'm gonna let her in. You guys can see her. Sasha, come here. Come here, baby. Alright, let's show off this dog. Here we go. And, doggo! Hi, sweetie. You say hi? She's losing interest. Oh, and she's back. This is Sasha. She's one of two dogs, and she's amazing, and I love her. She is a criminal. Sorry, this is about as far as I can get the webcam to go. She's a criminal. She likes to steal things from me. Sasha, you're disappearing. Oh, see, she just tried to take my sweater that I have on the back of my chair because she's a thief. It's a defining trait about her. Oh, my other dog just walked in. Let's see. See if I can get the right angle. Oh, she's moving. No. Here, wait. Sylvie. Alright, she's on this side now. Let's see if we can get her. Oh, there she is. Oh, hang on. Oh, you can kind of see her. Well, I tried. Oh, no, sweetie. She's trying to start wrestling with her, which is the worst time, because again, she's a criminal. Hey girls, if you're gonna wrestle, you need to go out. Go on. Go on. Anyways, that's Sasha and Sylvie. I'm gonna kick them out now. Girls, go on. Go on. Go on. Are you ignoring me? You two are naughty, huh? Yeah. You guys can't be wrestling in here. Sasha just attempted to steal my sweater again. Sasha, if you're gonna stay in here, you cannot do crime, and you cannot try to wrestle Sylvie. Okay, we'll see how that goes. She still has that mischief in her eyes. So, yeah, here, let's see if I can get a good angle on her again. Oh, you can see both of them. And there they go. But, anyways, those are the dogs. That's Sasha and Sylvie. Let's see if I can get a good angle again. I'm going to close my door so you can't hear them in the background here. But yeah, so doggos. That's them. Yeah, she's barking at the door now because she realized I closed her out again. So hopefully she will get bored. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So again, last time I was working on shading things little by little. So we'll see how it goes today. I'm going to zoom in because I hadn't really done much. Or wait, no, I know where I was. Oh, one thing that I did do off stream is that I worked a little more on the hand because it looked very dumb last time. It was not a good hand at all. So, fixed it up a little bit. Actually, I don't like that. It's always a good sign when the first thing you do, you hate. Yeah, so I fixed the hand up a little bit. because it looked very bad. Let me get this brush. I like it better for hair. But that is the only thing that I did off stream. So yeah, it's better. Hopefully it'll kind of come together more as I go. But here we go. Gotta darken up this hair because he definitely has darker hair. But yeah, so these two, I'm rather partial to both of these characters, as they are, I think, very much like that. They're broken people, you know, classic story starring just some real messed up folks. But they have each other and they value each other, and I feel like a lot of stories will like have siblings in them that they're like, oh, and they love each other so much, they do anything for each other, and then like the first time you meet the sibling, they're like really annoying and clearly would never do anything for anybody except for themselves. And I just like, I don't understand how you could be like, yeah, this is what I want in a character, and then just completely not write the character that way. So yeah, it's weird to me. Very weird to me. But these two, they very much like each other, get along, all that good stuff, and have that kind of, you know, family first attitude to a fault. 'Cause like the whole plot is trying to get revenge for their sister's death. So it's like, it's both a good thing that they care so much about each other, but it also is kind of their folly, because that puts them in danger because they're trying to do this thing that they really shouldn't. But anyways, I think it's coming along pretty good. The story is, I mean, I was working on it a little bit last week. It's not my like main project right now for writing. It's kind of secondary, but it's starting to come together. I'm hoping to start working on a second draft of it soon, which would be just phenomenal. To like, because essentially the thing with this story is like getting the first draft done was one of the easiest first drafts I've ever done in my life, because it just like, it's a story that I'm really enjoying, really feeling it, so to speak. Like I feel like it's interesting and I like all the characters and not just lead characters, and you know, I like the characters that you're not supposed to like. I like how they're dislikable, you know. So anyways, I'm having a good time with it, and hopefully once it's finally done, hopefully other people will like it too. But no, my main project is the sequel to the book that I have published. Because, you know, it'd be dumb to like leave a book on a cliffhanger and then just never get around to finishing it, as some authors have been known to do. It's incredibly frustrating, and you're like, well, why can't you just sit down and do it? And it's like, it's hard, but like, I don't really get why you can't just do it, you know? Just do it, dude. But anyways, thankfully, very few of the books that I like really, really love are in that limbo of where the author's like, yeah, I'm gonna get to it, and then just never does. There's a particular comic series I really like that is it's floating in that limbo, but like it's been long enough that it's like it's not gonna happen. Um, just never ever gonna happen. So I feel like I'm not like waiting for it at all. So it's kind of fine. Like it's sad that I'm never gonna get to see what happens after this big cliffhangery moment. But it's like I don't expect to ever have that chance. So it is what it is. But no, I wish that certain authors in particular would just like get it together. So hopefully I will never be that author for somebody else who they're just like, oh my gosh, you wait so long that you almost stop liking them because you had to wait so long for the thing that they promised you. Okay. I feel like Callahan is like really starting to look pretty good. Here we go. Just trying to soften some of that out a little bit. Not too much. Because I still want it to be distinct. Okay. Yeah. He's looking pretty good. I haven't really dealt with his lips at all, and I really should. Just been ignoring them. Hers too. So I should probably do that. So let me get this really small so I can start defining that a little more. Define that line, and then a little bigger, but a little softer. That's what I want to do. For just down here. Again, I'm using this brush that is like, honestly, it's not a good brush for this, but I don't know why. I'm just so weirdly loyal to it. There's no reason whatsoever that I should like this brush as much as I do, but I do. I just want to use it for everything, and I really shouldn't. So, alright, this is a start. A little darker one here, a little smaller. Just kind of want to add just a little bit of that line. Actually, I don't like the way that looks. This is why I was procrastinating on his lips, because lips are hard. Always hard. So here's what I'm gonna do. Do that line and then soften it up. There we go. Because it's like you're building a shape. You're not building like an outline, you know? And yet it's distinct enough that it almost feels like you're just making an outline of a shape. So I don't know if that made any sense. Hopefully it did. Yeah. So we'll see. I really need to blow my nose. Sorry. Let me I know that grosses some people out, so I always feel like if I have to blow my nose, I should do it off camera. Anyways, sorry. It's the time of the year where I'm like really sniffly and it's really bad. I can feel my eyes a little watery too, which is always just so fun. Anyways, so just trying to get these lips to look like lips, which is the worst ever. Lips are just, I don't know, it's like, I find with anything that I draw, like the longer I stare at it, the more I'm like, what even is this? So if I feel like I hit that point while working on the lips, I will stop for a bit and switch over to a different part of the drawing. So we'll see. Okay, a little bit bigger. Do a little bit of a highlight without making it like overpowering. So, that's okay. It's not totally what I want, but it's closer, I guess. Here we go. Ah! Sometimes my hands do not do what I envisioned them doing. Okay, and then go back to this darker one. Kind of define this a little better again. Just add a little bit of something here. Okay. That is, it's looking decent. Maybe not wonderful. But it's getting there. It's getting there. Alright. Those are okay lips. They're not amazing, but they're fine. Actually, I want to go a little bit lighter and just kind of blend this edge out a little bit, not a ton. Just have it be just a smidge lighter. Okay. Which is then going to make me have to redo this because I did it all on one layer like a moron. But, you know, that's who I am. I do very dumb things. Actually, this one. And I do them frequently. Okay. Good enough for now. I'll probably go back to that. Speaking of things I kind of want to go back to, this is not quite the shape I want. Let me do a little bit of that and then kind of soften it out. There we go. Anyway, so today I'm just kind of trying to be very chill while I work on these sort of last little bits of the drawing. So, sorry for being just so sniffly. It's annoying to me too. Okay, let's do his eyes, I think would be good to do next. So while I have this darker gray, I'm going to do just like a flat circle here. Alright. Which I know I'm going to have to adjust once I take the lines away, because they'll just be like these big crazy looking eyes. Okay. Smidge darker, a little smaller. Here we go. This is just sort of how I do eyes in general, is I'll do like a base color and then I'll darken up some bits and I'll lighten up other bits before I even like put in pupils or anything. So then all the way over to black, make this a lot smaller. Oops, maybe not that much smaller. A lot smaller so I can do the pupil, which always looks insane at first. Just like a crazy person. Lovely. Okay. And then go super light, super small, and start adding in, every once in a while, this program like thinks I've done like a long stroke when I haven't, and it's very weird. Like, very, very weird. Okay, so what I want to do, because I actually think that some of this is a little too, like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's not quite as distinct as I want it to be yet. So let me just do a little bit of that to kind of help it out. I do like having like eyes when you have like the dark ring around it. It does kind of help you cheat things a little, because like you can have an outline but it still looks natural to some extent, because there are a lot of eyes that have like a darker ring around them. So do that, I think helps a little, and then get this lighter color, make it very small, and just do a few little specks here, not like a ton, just enough so they're there. And then do the opposite with, or the same thing, I guess, not the opposite, with darker tone, just to kind of help give it some texture there. Okay, I'm sure when I take the lines away, it's just gonna look horrible. Let's see. Yeah, it does, but whatever. I'll get there. But yeah, so he's looking more like something, which is good. Okay, so while I'm in this area here, I do kind of want to go ahead and do, actually no, I don't want to do that yet. Ignore the thing I just said, because I certainly am. Okay, so back to this one, I think is what I was using, and keep on shading. Anyway, so hopefully in the next, I don't know, however long, I'll figure that out later, I'll do a few of these that are more like trying to illustrate for the book and everything, and we'll kind of decide as I go if I feel like I really do want to illustrate the whole thing or not. But if I do end up doing that, I think that this is like a good start. That's way too dark. That's what I've done. I'm shading it like it's like really hard shadows, and that's not what I want. So I need to undo a good chunk of what I just did because I wasn't paying attention because I was talking. This happens a lot, unfortunately. Where I'm like, la 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 la, oh wait, that looks stupid. But I'll try to do it kind of softly here, so I'm not wasting the entire effort. Okay. There we go. This is going to be a little better. Now I do want a little bit of extra shadowing here, but not a ton. The other thing too is I need to like actually go in and blend stuff with a blender brush, and I just haven't done that for literally no reason. So maybe I'll do that soon. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just be dumb. Because that's very on brand for me to just ignore the things that I really should do in my drawing. But you know, sometimes I just get like caught up in some piece of it or another, and I'm just having a good time and don't want to have to like deal with whatever other thing, you know? It's just like annoying. Okay, a little more distinct there as it goes. All right, so that's something again. And then I think I'm just pretty much focusing on Callahan right now. I didn't mean to, but that's just that's just what's happening, I guess. Also, thank you for putting up with my chaos and watching while I'm just sort of ambling through my own artwork. It's much appreciated, because otherwise, I mean, what would even be the point? To some extent, you know? Just hopefully it is entertaining enough and people enjoy it and everything. But even so, it's fun to do, and it's fun to think about, like, once I do finish the book, like, if I decide that this is good enough to be in it, we'll see, because I'm kind of iffy on it right now. Like, I think that'll be really cool to, like, for people to be able to, like, look back and be like, oh, you know, this was, like, done on stream, and, like, I gotta watch it be made and all of that. Because, I mean, with a lot of artists, like, modern artists of different sorts, like, you get to, like, see at least a little bit of the process from the outside, you know, like, people get to see that, like, performers that are really good, they get to see, like, musicians will do, like, behind the scenes in the studio or whatever, and, you know, for this type of art, there's a lot more accessibility of seeing how it's done, how it's made, and all that than there used to be. But at the same time, there's not really any of that for, well, I mean, there's some for everything, but there's not really much of that for writing. And so even though I'm not gonna, like, sit and be like, ooh, write with me or whatever, because I think I would be incredibly nervous and it would make me go insane, I can talk about, you know, the story that I'm creating while I'm doing this artwork for it, and have a little bit of a window into that story and that process in that sense, even if it's not, like, getting to, like, watch the book be made, so to speak. Because that's just, I don't really think that's particularly viable to, like, be able to, like, show people, like, oh, this is how I did this and stuff, like, for writing. Maybe it is, and, you know, we just don't really know how to do it yet in an entertaining way. I mean, to some extent, there's, like, stuff like author, like, interviews and things where you can, like, kind of see a little bit of, like, the process or whatever, but it's not the same as, like, getting to watch it as it happens. Let me just take a little bit of that away so that there's a little more of, like, a highlight there. Anyways, it's not the same, but, like, it's something, which is nice. Sorry, I have to blow my nose again, so goodbye. Okay, sorry. Anyways, I like getting to like talk about, like, my art, but, like, that includes writing stuff for me, and I feel like it's harder to have, like, a window into that for people. Okay. He's definitely looking a lot better than he was. This still doesn't quite look right to me, but it is getting there. It's just, like, this little, like, corner where, like, there's, like, the skin between your eye and your nose, I feel like is always very weird to draw. Because it's, like, really dark, even in a lot of softer lighting, but it's, like, you don't want it to be so, like, overpowering to the drawing. But yeah, sometimes finding that balance is difficult. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure how I'm feeling about it right now, but that's, I think, part of why I want to be like doing this now while I'm still in the middle of writing the book, because I feel like I'll have more time to like essentially view these as like rough drafts, you know, where it's like it doesn't necessarily matter if this drawing is like perfect. Like I want it to be good, obviously, but if it's not perfect, like that's fine, because that's not the point of this one, you know. Oh, you know what is probably also making it look freaky is that I did the inside of the eyes and then I just like completely forgot to do the whites of the eyes. So that probably is a contributing factor. He's just like staring into the void here. Like bloodshot eyes basically. So hopefully this will help a little bit. Here. I just completely forgot about that. So brilliant on my part. This should help. Okay. Do want to kind of cover that up a little bit because that's not quite what I'm going for. All right. I think already just the tiny bit I've done is already helping it to look a little better. Gonna have to redo just a little bit of some of what I've done. That's fine. Okay. Here we go. That is looking a lot better. I do think part of the problem that I'm having is I feel like his eye over here, it looks like it's looking a little more to the side than this one does. So I wonder if I kind of lighten this up a little more. Hold on. If that will kind of help it look like it's also going to the side. I don't know. Anyways, now I have to redo this little outer bit that I just ruined. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't look terrible when I take the lines away. Really quick. Okay, yeah. Once like the eyelashes and crap are in, that should look decent. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. I keep going back and forth as to whether or not I want to take the lines away or keep them. If I keep them, I'll still like make like eyelashes and things like that more distinct, but I'll keep the rest of the lines this sort of like, I might darken them a little bit, but they're still not going to be like a full-on like black. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So let me zoom out for a minute. Yeah, you can completely see which one I've been working more on. Because he definitely looks a lot more distinct than she does right now. I do just want to add a little bit of shading there. And then I'm going to go just slightly darker for the shadow that it casts. Okay. Again, I need to do some blending that I just haven't done for no reason at all. But yeah, I should probably work on her a little bit. I did her hair, and her hair looks really nice, so you know that's good. That's a whole one thing that I've done for her. Yeah, okay. Zoom back in. Way back in, apparently. While I have the colors already available, essentially. I'm going to just go ahead and do her eyes. And this slightly darker. You know, her you're obviously not going to see quite as much. I also want to darken it up just a little more, simply because it's so shaded. Okay. And then her eyes are lighter than his, so we'll see how this looks to me for like the base. That seems pretty good. Like a nice light eye color. And especially because, like, since her eyes are like mostly closed, it's not going to be super even like noticeable. Here's what I want to do. Go even lighter, smaller, just have like a tiny glint of light there before putting in pupils, which look freaky right now. They always look freaky when doing this part. But that's, you know, that's why there's more steps after this. So they don't stay freaky. Even smaller. Do that nice little tiny glint. And then, because of the way that I'm doing hers, I'm just gonna kind of erase a little bit. Okay, hopefully as I like do stuff around it, it'll look better, because right now I think it looks kind of weird. And if it doesn't, well, then I just keep messing with stuff. Okay, so let's go with like this one. And a little bigger than that. Just keep on shading. She has like slightly darker skin than his, like not super darker. But it's just because she spends more time outside. It's like essentially, oh, thank you so much. I hope it continues to look good as I progress. But yeah, so she has slightly darker skin, so hopefully I can get that to look right, because it's like they're still siblings, so it's still like similar skin tone, and I imagine it doesn't really have to be as distinct, I guess, with doing this the way that I am, where there's not really any color to it at all. But I feel like it's like, in theory, it should be easier because it's only, you're only seeing like the shading of everything, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it turns out good. I also am still kind of trying to do a little bit darker under the eyes than I think I would normally, because I do want them to look kind of tired and stuff. Her eyes are like so much smaller than his. That's a problem. He's just over in the corner, just like staring out into the void here. But I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. Again, I have to deal with this like weird corner of the eye spot. So we'll see. I feel like it's weird because when I was first doing like the sketch work and stuff, she looked so much better than him to me. Whereas like tonight, I feel like I'm not really loving her, and I think he looks fine, you know? So I don't know. Sometimes that's just how it is. Sometimes your art just doesn't want to behave. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. And also, you know, one thing that I'll tell myself a lot of the time is that with the style that like I do, you know, things don't have to be like perfectly distinct. So if something's a little off, is like as long as it's not off in like a way that I personally find ugly, then it's fine. Because if it is off in a way that like I don't like, then I'm gonna like change it and work on it and figure out how to do better and all that. If it's off, but it's like I don't mind it, I'm still gonna like try and figure out how to do like what I originally intended, but I'm not gonna be like really upset that I didn't get it to look exactly how I wanted on the first go, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's see. She needs a little bit of this going on. Okay. Hope this looks how I want it to. I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes drawing like this part of the face never just it just never looks right to me. So I don't know if it's actually not right or if I'm just overthinking it or what, but it's just how it goes. Where my brain refuses to see that in any way that's good. But I think that happens to a lot of people who do art. Is where you're like, that's really not good, and then somebody else will look at it and be like, oh my gosh, this is so nice, and you're like, it is? Oh, I did not know. Okay, let me go ahead, start doing these lips that I have ignored for quite a while. Here we go. This part of it too is that I wanted to draw like the middle line with a little more of a dip to it than I did with his lips. So that's something. Is it a good something? I don't know. I don't think I ever know. But you try things and you see how they go, and then if you don't like them later, you fix them. Or you just don't do it again in the next thing. So we'll see. I do think that this isn't too bad for like the bottom lip at least. I'm not sure how I feel about her top lip. Bottom lip is going okay. And go just a little bit lighter. Not a lot, but just to kind of even this out a little bit. Okay, that was a little too much. In case you hadn't noticed, I will just like change things frequently where I'm like, oh yeah, if I do this, it's gonna look really good, and then I'll do it and be like, absolutely not, I hate it. So, just how it goes. Okay, just a little bit darker again. And get this middle line going. Middle line, and then try and do sort of softer bit in here. I noticed that like I'm like leaving my mouth open because I'm like imagining, I'm like picturing, I guess, my own lips and like the shape of them, and I probably look very ridiculous doing that. So I need to not. But anyways, let's see how this goes. I wanted the lightest of these and then make it a smidge lighter to do kind of the same thing that I did on his lip. Although that kind of blends into what I have there, so I'm going to go even lighter. See how that goes. That might blend even more, actually. Even lighter. There we go, which means I'm going to do even lighter down here, actually, just to help even it out. Plus, you know, a little shine. It's kind of cute. I actually want to do just like a tiny bit of like a shine on hers, because the whole point is that she's a little dressed up before she goes, so it doesn't hurt to show that she's got like a little makeup on. Okay, that's something. I don't know if it's the something I wanted, but it's something. And you know, sometimes that's all you can ask for. So here she is, my girl, looking okay. Looking not horrible, which is the most important thing. It's just not horrible. I have not saved in a while, and that is always a dumb mistake. Okay. Let's go for like maybe this tone here. Start shading a little lower and see where that gets us. It's been like such a long time since I've done like just grayscale stuff, which is crazy because it used to be the only thing I did. So it's just kind of funny to me that I'm like having to like refigure things out when it used to be like fairly natural to me to just do things in this way, and it would look totally fine to me. And you know, for all I know, it was actually really bad and I just didn't realize it, and that's why trying to do things that way is not going the way I want it to. But as far as I can remember, my stuff looked totally fine, so I don't know why it's so different now. But you know, stuff's funny that way. Actually, I think this would kind of go the other way there. And then that would be more of a highlight than a shade. Okay. Just trying to get things closer to where I want them. You know, preferably I'd be able to like finish this by the end of the stream, but I'm uncertain. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay. So, just trying to do stuff. Ah, wrong button. Ignore that. Okay. Zooming way out so that I can have kind of the bigger overview here. This whole bit definitely be darker. And her hand, like where her like arm is going, would cast a shadow this way. And then this would kind of be a little more rounded, a little more soft. Then kind of darken as it goes down. And then soften it up. Okay. Again, I still need to like blend some stuff because I really have not been doing that. Also need a bit more of a shadow from like where he's at. Casting onto her. Okay. That would work over here too, because where his arm is. Okay. Then going to do a little bit of that down here. Which again, I did do some work on their hands when I was off stream, just because the hands looked very dumb, and I definitely think they look better now. So yeah, actually I don't like that. Okay, do want just like a little soft shade there. I do need to like blend things soon instead of just ignoring that. Because yeah, that's how you end up with just things not looking how I want them to. I feel like she's just not like distinct enough yet. I mean, her lips are for sure, even though I don't know how I feel about her lips. They're just like eh. So I think what I need to do is go for just a little darker, but not to like, you know, get in and like do everything, but just for like a few spots, you know? Like go even darker, get in that ear, get like under the chin a little bit, just to kind of help make things a little more distinct. Actually, that right there is like too dark. But yeah, so just trying to make things a little more distinct on her, kind of how he is, I guess. Just make it a little better, a little sharper. And hopefully that will give it the look that I want it to have. Okay. And then hopefully I'll be ready to like take the lines away and start working from there, because that's always an exciting point to be at. Okay, just under the eyes, because they're both very tired people at this point. Okay, I feel like I've gotten a little bit sloppier as I've been going, which, oops. But hey, it's gonna turn out just fine, I'm sure. Where else do I want just to be a little tiny bit more distinct? You know, it's like I don't want to do too much. But like, there's definitely a few places I feel that could use a little something. Okay, I think that helped kind of pop it a little better. I do want to make this a little darker. Not like too much, but there we go. That's a little better. I think so anyway. Yeah. Okay. I keep just going over the same little bit. Soften that out just a tiny bit, but not a lot. And there we go. That definitely helps, I think. Okay. She's getting there. I know I've said that like a bunch of times, but you know, she is, so there. Where is the slightly lighter one? Because this side would not be as distinctly dark as the other side. Okay, and then what I want to do is go even darker, make it real small, and just kind of do essentially an outline of this, and then go slightly bigger to do a little bit thicker and softer over here, just to help make the chin more distinct. Okay, so I think like skin wise she's looking a lot better. Let me just, actually I don't like that, ignore that. So yeah, if I work on her clothes, because they're supposed to be definitely darker. His eyes, like, I need to deal with them because they're bugging me again, just like they were in the first stream. They're too anime boy. But yeah, so work on her clothes, see if I can do something about his eyes, because Oh, another thing I need to do, which is a quick one, so I'm just gonna do it. So I'm gonna darken up her eyebrows. There we go. Okay, I want to darken his up too. Of course, I need to darken his hair up more in general, so I should do that. Maybe I'll do that real quick, just because I have more difficult things to do than that, and sometimes it's nice to just do the easy thing real quick, and then that's something you don't have to worry about for a bit. Okay. So that's a little too thick there for the part that I'm doing. See, one thing that I do just really love about this brush is it looks really good when you use it as like a thick brush, and it looks really good when you use it as a thin brush, and I just really, really like it so much. Which is really my favorite thing for hair, is this specific brush. It's just so good with the textures for hair. Love it. I'll make it just a smidge bigger, because I'm gonna do just like a little bit of the darker hair throughout, but do it like softly so it's not like overpowering to what is already there. Because this one also, it's like really good at like feeling like the sensitivity that you use, so it's just, I don't know, I love this brush so much. It's just good, you know? Some brushes are just good, and this is one of those. So do a little darker in the part there. Okay. It's a little too much there, and it's coming along. All right, his hair definitely looks better. Okay, her, I feel like I do a tiny bit of like darker, but not nearly the way that I've done with him. Just like a few places here. A few of like the really dark places. And then kind of same thing, have just like a few strands in there, but nothing super distinct. Just a little bit to add a little more texture. Okay. Okay. And then while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna roll on over to the opposite end of things. Do some highlights. Okay. So that also will really help make this nice and distinct. Kind of gotta think about where that light's gonna hit. Yeah. It's more from above, so this would be out a little more. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty good there. And do just a little bit with him, but not to the same extent because his hair is supposed to be a lot darker. Oops, that's too distinct there. There we go. Just a little bit, kind of on like the closest to like the direction of the light. Okay, yeah. So hair looking pretty good. Yeah. Now I have to stop ignoring the things that I want to ignore. Okay. So, clothes, for one thing. I'm still on that brush. Really good for hair, not so much other stuff. Or at least not the stuff that nothing I've discovered a good use for, I guess. Yeah, you know what? I think what I really want to do is cover up this whole bit, make it a lot darker. I think that's going to be better. And then go from there. Because it's like, I know that I want this to be darker than his shirt and darker than like skin tones and stuff. So I think I just need to go all in with that, you know? Yeah. Okay, that's already better. Because then I can go ahead and do this nice and light. Erase that bit that I just messed up. And go ahead and do, I can have just a little bit of this going on. You see, I use my words so well. I'm like, yeah, just a little bit of this, and I don't say what it is. It's just this, you know? Okay, I'm gonna go smidge lighter there. A little more. Gotta kind of close the gap there. Oh yeah, there we go. That's better. That is a lot better. Then a little bit lighter. And I want to do smidge lighter even, smaller, because there would also be just a little bit, actually that is too light. But there'd be a bit of a highlight going. Actually, it wouldn't go the whole way because of the way that he shadows her, but there'd be a smidge. And hold on. Let me just fix my mistakes. Always good to do when you can. Okay. That's it's getting there. I say for like the 50th time. So I'm actually going to change how I have this for a second and kind of start it over just a little because I decided I don't like it. What I do want is to go there we go. Okay, that's better. Hopefully it visually reads how I want it to. Not actually sure it does, but I don't think I'm ever sure of anything, so Okay. So then we're going even darker. And doing this. Alrighty, that's looking a lot better. Still want this to be like a nice dark shadow going. Maybe not that dark up there, but kind of fade into it. There we go. Darker shadows going. Okay, that's one thing dealt with. And yeah, alright. I am liking this. I keep going back and forth where I'm like, yeah, it looks good, and then I'm like, But again, I think that that's just sort of how I am with my art, where I really go back and forth between liking stuff and not liking stuff. So the other thing that I want to do, zooming in on him before I start trying to fix his eyes and all that. So I want to get okay, this brush. What color am I on right now? That's too dark. Let's go maybe like here. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be good. I'm gonna do a little smaller and do just a little bit of freckles because he's absolutely a freckle boy. Kind of on that nose. Then smidge darker to do just a few more. Bring them down on his cheeks just a little bit, but not too much. Come on. Okay. Yeah. Got his freckles. That's important. I love doing freckles with that brush because it's just so cute and random. Okay. It's nice to be able to have like effects brushes and stuff rather than like when I used to draw traditionally and having to like doot like every little freckle. Instead I can just like whoosh and it's there and it's great. I might even add more freckles later because he's a pretty freckly dude. But I'll do that after I deal with other stuff. Okay, I'm gonna use this brush, which I don't think I've used for this particular piece of art at all. Do another layer, make it even smaller. Go with like, let me see, how's that look? Well, I can't tell because I don't have it dark enough anymore. Because of course I don't. Go like there. Okay, yeah. So, just got to do some of this. Just to get him finished and where his eyes don't drive me insane. Okay. Okay. There we go. That should help a lot with that. Another thing, it's always good to go ahead and like fully draw in the nostrils because they tend to be darker. But as well as like little side bits of the nostrils. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. Do these lines here. Actually, I don't like how my wrist went on those. I want to follow it a little better. Okay, let me just take this away for a second. Okay, yeah, we're getting closer to where I can work completely without the lines up, so that's really nice. Because this doesn't look terrible or anything. Like, it's just a matter, like, again, I need to like blend things still. She looks terrible because she has no eyelashes right now. But yeah, blending things, adding certain little distinct bits. But I don't know why I find whenever I'm like working on lips in particular, I'll have my mouth open and I'm like, I don't need to do that. Why do I do that? It's weird. But, you know, I guess everybody has weird habits. And this is apparently one of mine. Okay. Yeah. So again, I still need to blend things and then I need to add even more details. But he's looking pretty good. Let me bring back these lines. Hop over and do that for her. All right. Not sure about that, but we'll see. Hopefully this looks how I want it to. Not feeling super confident about her eyes right now. Like, I feel like it's turning out okay in general, but like her eyes is definitely one of the things that I'm like, okay, I need to hit that at some point and just like work on it a little more distinctly. But it is what it is. this line here, this line here. Scroll it down. Get these nostrils. Oh, that's a little too thick there. All right. And let's see how she looks without the lines. Hopefully not terrifying. Yeah, that's not terrible. I do feel like they're both to the point where I can start working without the lines, because again, they don't look horrible when I take them away. You can see the distinct shapes of things. So it's more about blending things and adding details at this point. Yeah, not bad. I'm trying to think if I want to deal with that right now. I probably just need to go for it. Okay. Why did this... There. Let me find blender. I also should go ahead and merge some of these layers because there's too many of them and they need to blend together. So let's deal with that. I'm gonna merge almost all of them together. There we go. Okay. So this is essentially all of the shading that I've done. And now let's go ahead and start this part. Usually I kind of blend things as I go. I literally have no idea why I didn't for this one. There's no reason. But one thing that I tend to do is I tend to I'll really soften things out and then I'll go back over it and make it sharp again. But it'll be the details that are sharp. So in general, it'll all be really soft. All the, a lot of the shading essentially will be very soft, and then I'll come back through to make it so the details are more noticeable and more distinct. So yeah, hopefully that, one of the details I'll add is the little corner bits of the eye where tear ducts are, is I'll really work on making that actually a thing rather than just sort of this blur that we have right now. The nose, I tend to, again, I'll do this nice soft shade with it, but I will go back in and make it more distinct again. But for now, just making it really soft. The lips are looking pretty good, so I don't want to mess with those too much. But I do want to blend the shades within the lips a little better. There we go. So yeah, just making things soft for now. Leaving the hair alone though, because the hair is fine. Hair, I tend to just really like how it looks just with that brush. Sometimes I'll do a soft shade underneath before I start using that brush. But obviously I did not with this one. But yeah, essentially it'll just even certain bits out, and then so that'll it'll make things look smooth and nice, but then that also creates the problem of nothing is super distinct. So that's why I tend to go back over it again. Is because otherwise it's just kind of nothing. It's just this sort of over blended blob. And that's obviously not what I want. At least not for the end result of the piece. But yeah, for the along the way, it's fine. This arm, I keep going back and forth with how I think of it, but whatever. The other thing too is like taking the lines away. At this point, you can definitely see better what needs, the most work still. I think becomes a lot clearer because you don't have the lines to kind of cheat it for you. So I definitely like when I get to the point where I feel like I can work without the lines, and make what I want to make. So yeah. I feel like his hand is looking surprisingly decent, so that's nice. I definitely didn't expect it to look this good at this point, so yay me. That's a benefit. I thought it was going to need a lot more work. It still needs a decent chunk of work, but like, it doesn't look horrible, is what I'm getting at. Okay. So, let's just see how this comes along. This is going to need something to make it a little more distinct. Whereas like the collar already looks really nice, I think. Nice and sharp on both sides. But sleeve needs help. But again, that's like one of the really good things about getting to this point is that you get to see what needs the most work still. Okay. Just getting everything nice and softened out. There we go. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I should have waited to do his freckles, because I'm just gonna like blur stuff. So what layer did I do the freckles on? Oh, dang it. I was hoping it was a different layer. So I might actually just avoid blending his cheeks. Because I don't really want to mess those up. So we'll see. I'll come back around to those in a second as I'm like working on this bit. It's very possible I'll just have to kind of cover them up and then redo them. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Okay. Oops. Alrighty. Let me get in a little closer here. Yeah, alright. It's a little smaller. Yeah, see, this kind of stuff right here is where the blending, I think, is really, really beneficial. Is trying to make it where some of these like little tiny lines that I've done don't just make the whole thing look weird. So just trying to blend it on out to be something decent instead of a big blob. Okay. Let's see. Oops, that's not really what I wanted. Hold on. Back up a bit. Okay. Blend this in a little better. Okay. Yeah, so it's getting there. It's, I think, always good when you can see how it's going. Okay. Okay, I didn't completely destroy his freckles, so that's good. Yeah, so here it is in its sort of over blended state. And now I essentially just have to make things distinct again. Let me turn these back on for a second. Okay. Yeah. See, if I were to like keep the lines up, it wouldn't necessarily matter as much to have things just totally blended because that distinctness is sort of built in because of the lines. But I don't think that's what I want to go for with these. Sorry. Okay. So take the lines away and looks a lot worse for now. But it shouldn't by the time I'm done. Okay, I think the thing that's bothering me the most right now is his sleeve, of all things. So we are just gonna, actually can do even softer than that. I just passed it. Go find my favorite brush and add a layer above all this and just do a tiny bit there. Do it on this side as well. Okay. I'm gonna go even lighter. Yeah, okay. Even lighter to kind of blend it up a little. Maybe a smidge darker. All right. Smidge darker. For this to kind of just come around this way. Alrighty. And kind of similar is I want to make this a little more distinct. Actually, I need the lines for that real quick. Fill in that thumb. Fill in around the thumb. And then smidge darker to make the thumb a little more distinct. Let's see how that looks. Hold on. I have a thought. Is to just kind of soften it out again, but not too much. Okay. Right there. Hold up. This is my problem, is that I spend so much time just like experimenting with stuff and forgetting how I should really be doing things. But, you know, is what it is. Okay. That does look better. And what I want to do, though, is just kind of add a little more sharpness to this. Okay. I don't know why, of all the things, that like this specifically is what has drawn me in at this moment. But it is, so. Oops. That needs to be darker, actually. Okay. That does look pretty good. And then what I really want is to make it distinct that her hand is there. Okay. So again, it's kind of weird because it's like, spend all that time making things really sharp and nice, and then I just like completely destroy it, essentially. But there's a method to the madness. And it's, oh, I don't think I really blended down here, actually. Blended her arm up at all. So let me do that real quick. Go down. Make this a little bigger. There we go. There we go. Blending that up real good. It's like, I know I did like the fingers and stuff, but I didn't really do the rest. Okay. So I do want there to be just a smidge. Oops. I'm on the wrong layer. Hold on. Oy. I have no one to blame but myself. Okay. Oops. Okay. There we go. That's already better. This is still a little bit on the wrong layer. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. That's just gonna have to be how that looks, I think. I need to blow my nose again. It's real bad tonight. And I'm back. Okay. So, just trying to work on these little things, essentially, with my favorite brush, even though it's a terrible brush for this. I just like it for no good reason. Okay. Try to make these a little more distinct again. Again, there is reason to this, even though it probably just looks dumb and unnecessary. It, in my opinion, I think just makes things look better to do it in a way that is, I guess, seemingly redundant, is because you get like sort of the shapes that you want out of the shading and everything, and then you're able to go back in and make it sharp again. Whereas like if you just try to do everything really distinct all at once, like that might totally work out. I think it depends on the artist. For me, it's like I need to know distinctly like what I'm working with shape wise in order to like in order for it to do what I need it to, I guess. Oops. I don't want that. That needs to be a lot darker if I'm going to do that there. This actually is already pretty good, so I think I'm going to undo that actually. Yeah, okay. I feel like I did a pretty good job on him in particular of still like leaving things fairly distinct. I think in part because he's like facing forward, that's just easier for me to do. And she is not only not facing forward, she's got like this weird turn to her head. But what I want to do is, hold on, what color is this specifically? Okay. Lighten this up just a bit and do just the tiniest little highlight along there, and then soften it back up again to make it even tinier of a highlight. Okay. And then do the same thing right there. Alright, yeah, that helps, I think. Do the same thing to his ear. Yeah, alright. Helps a bit. Then, same thing with the nose. I love doing highlights on the nose in particular. It's just so cute. I just like drawing noses in particular. I'm actually going to redo that one. I like drawing noses in particular. That's probably why they've been the least annoying thing in this whole process. Although, that said, I'm struggling with hers. I need to deal with it somehow. It is not my favorite thing at the moment. Okay, I need to do a slightly less dramatic highlight on his cheek. That's maybe a little too less dramatic because you can't even see it. So, smidge of a highlight. I'm probably gonna have to add more freckles onto this boy. Oh well, I love freckles, so that's not exactly sad to have to add freckles. A little bit of highlight there. Then do just a little bit right there. This I do want to blend up. And cheek. Okay. And there we go. That should be, yeah. Okay. So we have that going. The other thing too is that even though I did want to make, things more distinct in different areas and stuff, one thing that I do enjoy doing, I guess, is I always have it where like the faces are the most distinct. So like I probably won't do a ton more on like hands and clothes and all that. Well, hers I still need to do like basically anything too. But like faces I'll take more time and add, little things like little highlights and freckles and stuff like that I won't necessarily do with the rest of it, because I just like it being like it draws your eye straight to what I want you to look at, essentially. So yeah, that's kind of my thought there. I need to kind of do the opposite on this side. here. And yet, I still want, maybe not that distinct, just a little bit along. Ooh, I'm gonna have to change that just a little bit. Because there's just like a little bit of light from this side. And I should have done the lighter color first so I could cover it up easier. Okay. And this needs to go up into there just a smidge. Then we need dark ear bit. And kind of go up, get it even darker as it reaches the hair. And then doing just a little bit of highlights. Okay. This in particular is like a part that I really enjoy, where I get to make things more distinct. Because it's just fun. It's a fun part of the process. Just a little shadow too. And then I just sort of covered the bit that I just did a second ago. Because I don't know. Because I'm a genius, obviously. This little bit here I'm gonna change a bit, but let me. Whoop, wrong button. Okay. I was just checking the shape of that. And there we go. Shape gone. Okay. So, the other thing that I need to do, I mean, there's a few things. I don't know why I'm saying the other thing, like there's only one other thing, is that not dark enough? Hold on. I'm on the wrong layer. That's why. I shifted layers and then immediately forgot I shifted layers. Okay, that's not dark enough. That is. Okay. Over here, I actually want this to be lighter than it is right now. And to kind of blend up a little more distinct there. Yeah, okay, that's better. This one go even darker. There we go, our little tear duct eye corners. Okay, that I think looks better. And I'm just staring at his face now. Oh, I wanted to give him more freckles. That's right. So, freckles. Let's do... I don't know. Those are darker than I want. Freckles. No. Just say no about freckles. Okay, yeah, that's better. That's more what I'm looking for. And then I wanted to do a little more than he had before, because he is a little freckle boy. less over here. Hold on. Let me go back a few. Back a few freckles because there's one spot I don't like. And then I'm gonna add more freckles in again. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Here is our cute little freckle boy. And I think he is pretty much done. So add a few darker freckles over here so you can actually see them. Yeah. We got the boy. He's very cute, I think. I think he landed in the cute realm, which is what I wanted. So that's good. And I have just been ignoring her this whole time. It's very like me to ignore the protagonist for the side character. So, you know. Let's see. Oh man, there's so much I gotta do. So much work. And I've almost been streaming for 2 hours, so I'm debating whether I want to stop now and work on this later. May or may not be off stream. If it's off stream, what I'll end up doing is I'll just like screen record me finishing it up and like post it. Because like I don't really think it's enough to do a whole stream just like to finish up her face, although I haven't really done anything in the background, so maybe it is worth a whole stream to do her face, add a little more distinctness, you know, to like shoulders, clothes, and then background, but we'll see. But I do think that this is where I'm gonna call it. He looks really nice. She still looks like that. But also if I work on it more off stream, I can maybe also adjust some of the issues that I have. Like right now her nose is kind of weird, like her lips I think maybe need to move over a smidge, just like a few little things. Her eyes kind of in a funky spot, so I'll probably work on those off stream for sure, and then it's a matter of like whether I finish the whole thing off stream or whether I just do those things and then jump back into it. So we'll see, but this is where we are for now. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you're able to make it again. So bye!